Well, hello everybody. It's a bullet brawl. Getting started. The free-for-all. As I've now learned, every Chess Brawlers show must end with a rubber match. I love that. Kempsey taking the better of his opponent here, but barely. And I think in terms of their bullet ratings, normally it might go the other way, but that was exciting to watch. We're going to jump right into the bullet brawl. If you want to be on today's show, send me your username via Twitter. Challenge me on chess.com in the chat. You can also give your username on Twitch, and I might be able to relay that. But as everyone knows, we're not here to mess around, right? Let's get the first game started.
What are you waiting for?
I'm working on it, Shia. Okay? I'm working on it. Yeah, you're
What
skipping.
are you waiting for?
Yeah, maybe you need to calm down, Shia. That's what you need to do. How about that? All right, let's jump right in. Who do we got here? We got a whole bunch of challengers just sitting there patiently waiting for a track to explode on. And first one of the day. Let's take on J Bent 02. Not a regular customer that I'm aware of. I need to find some way to lower the sounds, huh? To lower the sounds so that we don't get too much feedback. Should be able to do that now. Hopefully things look good and sound good because we are rocking and rolling, moving forward with a bullet brawl. Everybody is recording. Everyone's excited to be here after the holiday season. Ready to get back to their Monday. Ready to zone out and not be productive for the next hour and a half. Ready to make sure we look over our shoulder, that no one's watching us, making sure we're ending our workday this way, including me and my boss. But okay, we have a close Sicilian that right now is going pretty well for black. Sort of a strange approach from white to not get the standard type of close Sicilian advance and allow me to still get the queenside expansion, the knight on d4, etc., etc. We'll back up and take a quick look at it, as we've been doing recently on Bullet Brawls, and people have been much appreciative of the slightly new format where we make time for education. We make time for the kids, right? After all, it's all about the kids. Everything is about the kids. Everything I do in my life is about my kids. Don't even stress about it, okay? You're like, oh, don't be sarcastic, Danny, because it really is about the kids for some of us. And you know what I'm thinking? All right, don't lecture me, all right? I just, Christmas is a time when you spend a whole bunch of money you don't have on a whole bunch of kids that you wish you hadn't had. No, I'm kidding. Now it's getting offensive. But, the holiday season, is it not just out of control at this point? The amount of pressure people have to buy things, and it's just corporations and just tricking us into doing stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Of course, the only thing worthy buying during the holiday season is a chess.com premium membership for your friend. Everyone knows that. Anyway, so we had a Sicilian, and I started out with d6. I was just inviting the open Sicilian, but this is a good example of how you can't just develop the same way you would in traditional e4, e5 games against non-traditional openings. You're in a position where black gets control over the central squares, but is also using the wing squares to do it, which gives black flexibility. So, this kind of position works if white has the pieces playing behind the f-pawn, and you get this pawn chain where you can attack on the king side. But here, black just gets a really comfortable position. White's going out of his way to give me the bishop pair. I forgot to say thank you. That was rude of me. Did I checkmate him, or did he lose on time? I'm pretty sure he lost on... Oh, wait, I checkmated him? Holy shenanigans. Where's that bell, homie? Where's that bell? We're going to get that bell. I almost forgot. Like, what are we doing here, Danny? Is this amateur hour? Pull your bleep together, man. I get it. My bad. So anyway, black gets a really comfortable opening here, and it's just a lesson for everybody to not... you don't be nervous. We talked about ways to get useful things out of your bullet games, out of your blitz matches on chess.com if you're trying to aspire and get better. Last episode, I talked to you a lot about, first of all, play positions that you want to play. And take the risk that you'll get a little bit down on time trying to remember your openings at first until you start to get positions that you're familiar with, and then you can speed up. So, even if he doesn't play c3, it's a better middle game for black. I have the bishop pair. I'm probably going to strike with d5 anyway at some point. The c2 pawn is backward in all of these positions. And likely I could have just taken the pawn on c3 right away, but I kind of wanted more. So I played for more. Right, I went Bob Barker, and I went and got the whole thing, not just a piece, and that was all she wrote. We'll close out of Kempsey's victory here to end the Chess Bra show. Hope everybody enjoyed the Chess Bras. We got a lot of other challenges here. We got Burnhub.com, Red Fish Finder, Diffie Hillman, TNK, HNANA, and a lot of consonants. Abraham B, like Abraham Lincoln, right? Brobraham, right? We got Shrekmate, RJOD, Folky88, Andre Mock, ALS 2005, Logical Nonsense, Tactical Attack 01, 2 Hang, Jay Hicardi, Victor, Remote Chess, Knitboy, Fontry, hello. I'm reading all the names so you guys know that I see you. So that way when I don't accept your challenge, you know that it is personal. You know that I went out of my way to be a jerk. And I want you to know that. I don't want you worried about it. I want you knowing that Danny is mean and that he gets on these bullet brawls and he just makes fun of people. Wow, what is going on here? How is this entertainment? What is he doing? God, now I want you to know that if I don't accept your challenge next, that I read your name and saw you. No, I'm kidding. I feel bad because I can't get to everybody. But okay, we got Remote Chess, 1814 rated. Welcome to the show, big guy. I think you're a newcomer cucumber. Tag, you're it. Your game with Remote Chess will auto-abort in a certain amount of time. That's because he's not ready. No, he's probably watching the show and he's angry that I just did that whole thing about not picking him, and then he realizes that he's paying attention to the TV lag instead of what he should be paying attention to, which is his live chess games. And now he's playing too fast because he's down on time, and it's just, one bad thing leading to another. So, although that was a Slice McGee right there. Not a bad move by him. He found a way to avoid some of the worst of the shenanigans that I was throwing at him. Much respect for that. Playing on V3 here. Loving it, loving every second of it. Playing on our new improved visual layout here. A lot of features. Instant computer analysis, all kinds of stuff that we're just pretty psyched about. I'm going to checkmate him on the back rank because that's what the cool kids would do. Oh, he resigned before that bell rang. He said, no, that's what he just did. You know what he just did? He just did this. He just went to Kembe Mutombo on me. He said, not in my house. He said, no. I said, I get you, buddy. All right, we're not going to back up and take a look at that game. I'm just going to encourage everybody to pay attention to their live chess games when the show's getting ready to start or when I'm about to switch because, you're going to run into a bit of a lag. So, all right, let's take on our next person, Red Fish Finder. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Bullet Brawl. There's a guy that's on top of his game. Love that. There's a guy that's on top of his game. We have a Semi-Slav. Will be likely a very useful game for everybody. Play the G3 line. I'm not even sure about this whole line or even if it's a decent way for an advantage for white. I'm not sure, but gonna play it anyway. He takes on E5 early. It's interesting. So we will trade and have a tiny bit of an edge, tiny bit of a positional edge, maybe. Maybe, baby. We'll see. The C6 pawn is weak, but there's some tactics. I thought maybe he would go for knight to C4. I'm going to try to prepare to take the pawn. See, I don't want to just rush the pawn because it's an isolated pawn. It's not going anywhere as long as I can continue to sort of strangle it and surround it. So rather than tactically rush it, I feel like he was going to get it back. That's what it felt like. So now we're getting or are you just going to give me that pawn? And now I'm gonna happily take that pawn with tempo, I think. And can I play knight to d4? Probably I can, and I should. I think that's the fastest, the best way to guard the pawn on b3 is actually to eliminate the bishop on e6, like this, and then take here. So I end up winning a pawn cleanly at the end of all of those tactics, somehow, some way. Somehow, some way, it worked out. So we're going to bring in some pieces to the 7th rank. If nothing changes quickly, I guess we'll probably start pushing the pawn. Okay, he goes there, which makes sense, but does allow me to win a second pawn. One of the key points, of course, he can't challenge me as he would like to on the b file. He's not even threatening to give check, so I'm just going to push. I'm just going to push and push that pawn as fast as I can. Can't catch me. I am the b pawn man, and it's going down. Takes and then push. I think that's winning, actually. Boomtown. Takes and then push, and then cut off the protection of the b7 square, allowing me to queen by force. Simply take. All the rest of this is just smoke and mirrors. Too many pawns, not enough time. Everything's coming forward. Everything's coming forward. We'll go this way. Make it a little easy on ourselves and just put them in zugzwang, chop down, and pre-move it out, as they say. No reason to play it out for my opponent, of course, because I have increments. So what happened here? This was an instructive game. We had a semi-Slav to start out with. The g6 line, of course, was popular for a while. Played by some of the more well-known semi-Slav players here. This line was. But I don't remember. I mean, I know I can play like c5 too, and kind of like you can against the a6 line. But I think g3 is a playable way to handle this stuff. Yeah, Redfish Finder played phenomenally, by the way. You played well, buddy. You definitely played better than your rating. The increment, I think, helped. You played smart chess, because what I can see is that you likely played your opening. So check 1 on Danny's list of how we can learn from Bullet and Blitz. You played your opening. You actually strived to get a pretty playable position in the middle game. You weren't you weren't blitzing your way and then lost because you were worried about time. And I think that's the right approach. And as the game developed, you really you were really playing a real chess game, and even though it was bullets. So anybody who wants to challenge me to 1-1 instead of 1-0, if you feel like that gives you a little bit better chance to put to use some of the key tips I'm giving you, definitely do it. Go ahead and challenge me to 1-1 instead of 1-0. No, there's no rules against that, because I think what Redfish Finder here did was a good example. I played knight e5. Again, one of the key points here in these lines is you're trying to open up the bishop on this diagonal. I feel like knight to d7 may not be the best line for him. Maybe he's supposed to take on c4. Not to say that I had any kind of big advantage. I mean, honestly, the position was just a big trade. He could have even taken here, I think. The way it worked out as far as this position here, taking voluntarily with the pawn, was probably his first, unbiased, objectively, like, that definitely a mistake, I think. It's unnecessary. Why not just take with the knight and keep the structure together? You're microscopically worse because I have like a one move lead in development, but evaluate the success of your opening as black here, dude. I mean, you have completely equalized, right? There's no structural weaknesses to speak of. Nobody even really has anything dynamically to play for. I'm up like a tempo in terms of the file, and I'm going to develop here. But there's nothing else. So definitely I feel like that was your first mistake, was just to take with the b pawn, and that allowed me to, I started focusing on how am I going to get that pawn, right? So I don't even know if what I did was best, but I was constantly worried about ideas like knight to c4. So bishop f4 stops you from playing knight to c4, because now if you did this, for example, if I take on c6, your rook is trapped. So that was my trick, and you didn't do it. But I was thinking about knight c4 this whole time, hence the reason I kind of took my time to play these defensive moves. And I was focused on the fact that maybe I could play knight a3 and maybe try to strangle the pawn. And I respect that you were nervous about that. You didn't like your isolated pawn, and so you went out of your way to try to eliminate it. The problem is you were you kind of lost your head too, because that's a free pawn I'm threatening to take. If I take that pawn, you can't even play rook a8 because I got this square guarded. So this was just a blunder, c4. Honestly, you should play a6 and maybe call my bluff. Like, maybe you can just go forward with this. I don't know. Maybe unnecessary. I guess I can take e5. But you know what's funny? If you're trying to draw, if I take e5 and you take it, I can't take with the pawn because of bishop b2. And if I take with the knight, like, I mean, this is like an opposite code bishop position. I don't know. Probably fine for you. So you played well. A good example of how to play bullet against stronger players, and a good example of how you can get something useful out of the bullet brawls. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Thanks for following me on Twitter. I got RJOD, JBento2. You already had your game, homie. TNK, NANAH, a lot, like I said, a lot of consonants. And Andre Mack, all right, we hear all you. I hear everybody yelling my name. Andre Mack, you're next, buddy. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Let's do it. We got a 1-1 game. Another maybe high-quality fair. We have a Taimanov Sicilian. Hopefully this is the opening he plays and that he's not just blundering into it. I'm playing the opening I play. As I said, I'm making it an effort to be a better example for all of you. Not for your children. If your children are watching these shows, that is still a you problem. That has not changed. However, if you're trying to look for an example for a chess player who's also going to make some awkward jokes, leave you thinking about some things that, you know, might have been a little inappropriate, and maybe throw in some existentialist comments from time to time, then that's me. I'm the guy who's going to be a good chess player and do all those things. But role model for your kids, you know, I'm just kidding. I try to be the best role model I can. I do have kids of my own. But role models are tricky, right? Because you really can't do anything right. Anyway, but seriously, let's go and get this h-pawn. I'm probably going to play for f5 if I get a chance. Now the question is, maybe am I going to play for e5? Maybe I'm playing for e5. I'm going to put a pony on f6. I'm not sure this has been my best work as far as a Taimanov Sicilian, but it has been work. So that's a fact, Jack. I think I can inchworm my queen in there. Can I inchworm my queen in there, or should I try to open the diagonal? If knight f6 takes, pawn takes, he's going to guard g5. Can I play queen g2, queen g5, and get in? Might be harder than I realized. But you know what? He can't hold the g-file tactics. I just realized that. If he takes it, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play bishop d3 and just sack on f5 because he can't hold down the g-file. That's how this is going to go down. I'm gonna play bishop d3. Here comes Sacktown. I can probably even just do it right away, but what's the rush? Just play there and threaten it. Now there's even rook g5. If I take, he takes, and I have queen up. Look at that. Nice. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You open the g-file one step at a time. By the way, queen to e2 might have done the same thing after king to h6. I think I have rook g5, and that's probably lights out. But I think it's a little more accurate because if queen e2, king h6, rook g5 takes, pawn takes, he has king g6, and he's guarding things. So I think that this is actually the most accurate way to go get this thing. And with that, I'll let you ring it. Go ahead. Guys, I'm letting you ring it. Reach through the camera, just like on The Matrix, and ring that bell. Woo! By the way, watch The Matrix the other day with my 10-year-old. I know what you're thinking. Wow, that's parenting, Danny. That sounds inappropriate. No, but first of all, you know, he totally got it. And there's not really, there's no, nudity. And there's not even really any curse words. There's a few, right? There's a lot of action. It's really inappropriate. Honestly, why did I do that? I don't know. Okay, sorry. I don't know why I did that. But I was thinking about, you know, some cool stuff from The Matrix. And I don't know why I did that. All right, next game. Oh, I'm white. I was literally staring at the board waiting for my opponent to make a move. If that's not awkward, I don't know what is. All right, so we have a Trompowsky against Androska. Oh, that's a piece. And that's some trades. Now we're going to pre-move, anticipating he will try to speed up. We're going to hold down our center fort, if possible. hold down the central fort. He might go for knight to b4. That maybe I'll just castle then. I mean, it's a piece is a piece, as they say, and I don't really need much else. Positional chess, simplification. I forgot to go over that game. I forgot to go over the last game. My bad, Andre Mac. We'll take a look at it. Trying to keep along the theme of how can we learn. It was a Taimanov Sicilian where, what did he do? He just developed a little bit too slowly. Thinking back about his position, he developed a little bit too slowly. The attack, I mean. Now we will take it, I think. I need to free my back rank ASAP. Is this a 1-0 game? Oh, I've been so used to playing 1-1 for the last few games. I won a rating point for that game. Wow, that's a shocker. Okay. So he just blundered a piece in the Trapowski, so that's not fun. So instead, let's go and bring up my archive and bring up the last game against Andre Mac. I think that might be a little bit more beneficial for everyone. So we had the Sicilian here, and Taimanov Sicilian mainline stuff, nothing to it. And this is all still theory. Okay, h6. Yeah, h6 is a big mistake. So this is a really useful lesson for all those who maybe, if you have any part of your repertoire where you regularly play what I like to call race positions, where your king is on one side and their king is on another. If you're somebody who has an opening you play, likely if you play the open Sicilian for either side, not nearly as many d4 openings lead to that type of dynamic imbalance. Most d4 openings you see both sides castle on the king side. That's just the truth. But if you play any openings where that's a feature of the position, kings going to other sides of the board, this is really a big no-no and a good lesson, because Black can't stop the attack anyway. So all he does by pushing this pawn is create an opportunity for me to open squares and open lines. Now, there's a few things that can happen here. b5, I think, is the move theoretically, and one of the things that White tries to do sometimes is to take it and then relocate this knight to d4 in some positions. I probably wouldn't have done that here because I think he can get away with taking with the pawn, and that's actually probably a bad transition. So maybe I would just play king to b1, and this is there's a lot of ways that this can actually go down. This particular position can go down a number of ways. It can also go down this way, where Black plays e5 and d6 with tempo, bishop e6, and you're actually transposing into very much of like a Najdorf type position. This exact move order doesn't work because I can play g5, kick the pony, and then say, how's your uncle on knight d5. But you know what does work is b4 first, like then e5, and then something like this. I'm not diving into like the exact concrete details of the move order here, just because it's a show and we're gonna get to the next game. But don't let that fool you into the fact that the exact move order does work. Just highlighting what the ideas are, that White's playing for g5 and Black's playing for b4. That's kind of how you're approaching the position right now. So you let yourself play general moves like h6. Well, how can h6 be that bad? I mean, it slows down White's plan, but no, it's actually a horrible move. And being accurate in the move order in these positions where the kings are on opposite sides of the board is really important, because whoever starts creating threats first is going to win. And if you create weaknesses around your king's position, you're just creating more avenues for my pieces. So that's the deal. h6, and now I played h4, so you voluntarily retreat, but I'm already happy. I mean, notice that as soon as you played h6, you have to play several other moves, otherwise you just get killed, right? And already I can probably start considering craziness to open things up, but what's the point? You've lost so many moves, let's just come forward naturally. And, is e5 going for the dark squares as good as trying it like on the light squares? I don't know. I basically dismissed f5 because you had queen takes g3. But at this point, I think that I'm kind of picking between my flavors. Like you want strawberry or you want mango. They're both going to be delicious when you put them in your mouth. So at this point, I think I've got whatever I want. And e5 was just my flavor of choice the dark squares became an issue, and along with it, the G-file. So, but good lesson. H6 is a bad move. Don't push pawns around your king position. Appreciate the need to know your move orders and how you're gaining tempos in these sharp lines with kings on opposite sides of the board, because tempos are really important in those positions. So there you go. And you get a free lesson in the Sicilian, and you get a free lesson in the Sicilian. Let's do it. Who we got? We got Fauntry. Fauntry, welcome. Welcome, homie. Do it, man. Make your move. Oops, that was a mouse slip. That's a Carol Khan. Now I'm just going to go into a like a modern type system. We'll play B5 just for gigs. Let's do it. Let's do some weird stuff. Let's expand. I know you're saying, Danny, you're breaking the rule. You promised us you'd start playing more solid openings. Well, this is an opening, right? Hikaru would be proud. Hikaru would be proud of this terrible hypermodern. I hope Hikaru's in the chat so he can hear me making fun of his openings. It's one of my favorite things to do when he's not around. Do I feel bad about it? No, I don't. He makes fun of me all the time. That's like his thing. It's like, how can I insult Danny today, right? So no, I don't feel bad about it. Plus, he knows the openings he plays are dubious. In fact, it's more like a pride thing, because the fact that he plays dubious openings and still wins is just like, that's just like his thing, So we'll see how he wants to deal now with these light square problems. I got 99 problems, and getting checkmated on the light squares is one of them. That's what Fauntry's saying right now. He's like, I got 99 problems, and the light squares is one. Hit me. Boom. He doesn't want me to ring that bell. I get it. I hear you, homie. Avoid that bell ring. So, it started out with a mouse slip, and it led to true love, right? What started out as an innocent kiss led to true love on the hyper-modern system. One of the reasons you develop in this way and don't put the knight on f6 early is because of potential e5 pushes. You're trying to maintain a little flexibility. But if you delay it too long without either stopping e5 or doing something else, you are delaying the kingside development, and that's probably not the best decision you've ever made, right? But here I decided to expand aggressively, thinking that I might be able, one of the reasons you do that is if you can put your opponent's pieces off balance and gain some space before, and it's not an issue yet that your king is in the center, then you might be establishing some better, better chances in the middle game, rather than, I don't know, is it really that big of a worry if I play knight here? I kind of didn't want to deal with e5, so yeah, I think I made the right decision. Was b4 and b5 necessary? I can also play e5. That's one way you deal with e5, is you play e5 yourself, and of course if they take it. But I get worried about doing that sometimes when the dark squares are an issue, right? I take this way, and I guess I could do this. Probably the endgame is no thing. Nothing but a thing. I don't know. So maybe that was another way to deal with it besides expanding on the queen side quickly. But for my opponent, hopefully he's not just playing, let me get my pieces developed and then I'll figure out my opening chess, because we've been encouraging people not to do that, right? We're evolving here as chess players on chess.com. Know your plan. You can play, of course, like an Austrian type structure against the Pierce setup, which is f4 is designed specifically to be more aggressive. Not that this is bad, but I feel like this approach here, like once it slowed down to this point with c3, that was unnecessary. Bishop f4, trying to get e5 and still sort of calling my bluff that if I don't do something, you're gonna punch this move through. That might have been good. But once I got, what happened here? Once I got knight f6 safely and my queen guarded e5, I felt pretty good about it. And this was really just a blunder, unfortunately. Sorry, yeah, he just blundered that I was taking with check. He thought he had the pin, but he forgot about the Zwischenzug. Yeah, Gunsa, get a sandwich and a Zwischenzug. You can do both of them. You can get a sandwich and then you can have a Zwischenzug. Knight takes f3 is a Zwischenzug. Anytime you say Zwischenzug, you have to go directly from American, like you're talking normally, to Zwischenzug, German. All right, there you go. That's my German lesson for the day. Let's take on the guy who tweeted at me with a whole bunch of consonants, because he deserves it. Anybody who's going to put that many T, N, Ks, and H's in his name deserves some love. Welcome, buddy. Welcome to the show. We're going to play the open Sicilian. We're trying to play openings that people can learn from. People are like, what happened to the bullet brawls? Danny's receding hairline's gotten worse and he plays less games. Well, I'm going over games now. We're trying to make it educational, okay? Stop it. And I was born with a horseshoe pattern. I don't want to hear it. No, I don't have to use Rogaine yet. I'll let myself go bald. I'm going to shave it. Yeah. All right, we got a Dragon. Dragon with D5, hit or miss. We'll see. Oh, he takes on C6 first. That could lead to some real fun shenanigans. That could lead to the line that I love the most. I will be the one who loves you the most. Hashtag Brett Dennen reference. I will be the one who loves you the most. You will be the one who loves you the most. Okay, I think rook takes b2 is a move, believe it or not. That's a move. But it's also an unnecessary move. Just take the pawn and then play bishop e6 next. This is a bad move order for white, despite the fact that he's also blundering with this. It's just a bad move order for white. And we will talk about why in just a moment here, right? I will talk about the reason this move order is not ideal, because it's actually a very common mistake that many people have likely made in their games. And so hopefully that advice helps. Okay, we're going to grab a queen. Don't mind if I do. A lot of pieces. A lot of pieces, not quite mate. He didn't want to get the shake and bake on, I get it. But what happened in this d5 9 castles long variation that's different from other d5 9 castles long? I'll tell you what happened. What happened was white thought, okay, I'm just supposed to take everything here. I don't remember exactly my move order, but I know I'm supposed to take everything and I'll remember it. And in doing so, this is exactly what he was thinking, believe me. With experience comes psychicness. Did you know that? He was like, all right, well, I got to take, so he took the first capture he thought of first rather than the correct one, which is to take on d5. Now, it's not that big of a deal if after takes, if I just take back on d5, we've transposed. He takes with the knight or plays the bishop d4 line, picks his flavor, and everybody's happy. But this move order is less forcing. Here's the thing. If you take with d5 first, I'm forced to capture back on d5. And now when you take on c6, you're getting a temple my queen, I'm forced to capture back. The move order that he played, taking c6, immediately opens up the critical file, and then when he takes on d5, I'm not actually forced to capture back. It's not like the other line where the captures are forced. So here, by playing rook to b8 and queen a5, I actually think queen a5 might be the move first, because after rook b8, could he have taken on a7 with the bishop? I'm probably still getting a boatload of compensation, but the line goes like this. Queen a5 takes, and then here. This is what happened in the game. And there's so many threats here, it's crazy. Black is threatening to take on b2 in a whole bunch of positions, and what? You don't believe me? I'll show you. Like, let's say he does something. I mean, this isn't even necessary because just developing the bishop, threatening to take here, there's so many good moves here. They can't move the knight because you go here and you're threatening mate in 1.5 million ways. So there's so many good moves for black. I don't have to, but just to prove the point, tactics like this are coming. Now I'm forking them, and you're like, Danny, that's another piece sack. But you have this check in all the lines. You check the king, and no matter where he goes, you get c3 next. So yeah, he can give up the queen for some pieces, but he's still losing. So that's how strong black's potential tactics are in this position. And these types of patterns that occur on the dark squares are common. So that's why this move order, in addition to the fact that, okay, if you don't know your 9 castles long theory, even if I had just taken back, probably you need to brush up on the theory, because that's still a game, right? We've seen me play this position 1 million times with both sides. But this particular move order is really bad because of what you saw happen in this game, which was that after just rook to b8 and, even though it was transposed, whatever move order happens, what did he do here? Black is already just crushing. He tried to sack the pawn to sort of, beat back the lions, but even if he hadn't blundered knight to d5, where I take and get b2, if he plays like anything else, I'm already threatening moves like knight to d5, which looks pretty ugly. I can also just develop, and I mean, who's happy to play this position as white? The answer is nobody, right? I love this position as white where I'm almost getting checkmated. Words that have been spoken by no one, okay? So that's not a thing. Let's do it again. Max MVW, you're on Twitter, you're on Twitch, you're on chess.com. We love you. You're like a chess social networking queen. You're like the dancing queen, the chess social networking queen. You and me, only 17. La 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 la. See the blue star, having the time of his life. Ooh, Max V. He's the chess social networking queen. Who would have thought that you would have had ABBA on today's show? Nobody would have thought. See Max V, he's the star, having the time of his life. Ooh, he's the chess social networking queen. I'm gonna checkmate him. Somebody's calling me. Why aren't they watching the Brawls? It's probably my wife, right? Excuses. Excuses. It's probably the old wifey. All right, should I check on F6 and then get real jiggy with it? Na 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 na. Na 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 na. All right, we'll just hop this on. No, Max V is probably a dude. It's just you can be a dancing. I'm a dancing queen. When I get on the dance floor, have you guys ever seen my moves? You guys ever seen my moves? I got all the moves. Okay, you can be a dancing queen. See Max V. He's a star, having the time of his life. Ooh, the chess social networking queen. All right, there's so many ways to win. I should just move. So many ways to win. I don't want to add insult to injury. Let's just move and get it over with. All right. Yeah, we'll do it this way. Having the time of his life. I don't know, we'll go there. I don't know. Always talking about me. Not listening to her feelings. I don't know. I wasn't really paying much attention. All right, thank you. Come again. AY56. Let's do this, homie. Let's do this, homie. You're up. You are up. Boom. Probably I should play B4 there. Now I'm going to get like a bad Benoni. This is not going to be fun. It's probably an okay Benoni, actually. I think it's okay for me. When I had you to myself, I don't want you around. That was all it took. Wait a second look. Oh, baby, give me one more chance. Won't you please let me back in your heart? Oh, darling, I was blind to let you go. Let you go, baby. Now that I see you in love, I want you back. Yes, I do now. I want you back. Ooh, ooh, baby, I want you back. Rook F7. Prophylaxis, guarding A7, and preparing to relocate. Boom. Ooh, darling, I was blind to let you go. Now that I see you in love. Jackson 5. Whatever happened to them, right? I'm just kidding. I know exactly what happened to them. That's funny. Like, whatever happened to that band who sang that one? Like, you know that song? I think it was the Jackson 5. Man, too bad none of them went on to be famous or anything. It's just so sad. Such talented young gentleman, young lady. Ooh, darling, I was blind to let you go. He's defending really well. And honestly, it's kind of cramping my style. He's kind of cramping my style, given I haven't really focused for the last 20 moves. But I'm hoping to change that right now. Maybe get my focus on. Ooh, darling, I was blind to let you go. Now I'm going to try to bring the pressure and the funk. Bring the pressure and the funk. And the noise and the business. Yeah, we are going to do this one. How am I gonna make progress here? I don't even know. Is this 1-1? What time control is this? Okay, it's 1-1. So everyone has to be careful. If I give check, I think I can do this. I don't even know what's going on here. Don't know if that's best, but I'm playing it. Oh, I had Queen C1 check, winning the knight. Darn it. I'm falling apart here, guys. Falling apart. Why am I feel like I'm just like solidly okay. Finally, the recipient of a blunder was what I needed to be. Kind of just play a little tickle here. There we go. There we go. Why was that the hardest game I've ever played? I don't even know why that was so hard. But it was. Not my best work. But now we are crossing the line where no more time for him. I don't know. I mean, that was a strange game, right? Let's back up and see what was really going on while I was caught up in the world of Jackson 5. So he had a Blumenfeld, and he played the main line with d5, but after knight to c3, probably b4 is the best move. Not probably, it is. I'm bleeding. My hand, like a mosquito bite. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Man, that's AY56. This guy just left me abused here, man. He played well, almost beat me. Somehow I'm bleeding at the end of the game. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody. Well, he did, and we get the transposition into some closed Benoni here. The idea is that I can play g6. I wanted to kind of get myself into a King Schmindian so I could play f5. I think it probably makes the most sense given the way things happen, and that I didn't just play b4. So okay, this isn't the best approach for white, but now we get whatever, just some kind of equal middle game, and I launch what seems to be a pretty decent King's Indian attack, but I failed to deliver the goods on so many levels. Is g4 premature? I don't know. Is his attack really just that much? Is it faster than I thought it was from the start? Possibly. I can play a5 here. Right, a5 is guarded by the queen. It holds back this, but I don't like making moves on the queen side unnecessarily. Though here, it feels like I should maybe make a little bit of an effort. Would have avoided that a pawn being an issue. So I played g4. I felt like I was just rolling here, right? I was singing, "Ooh, darling, I was blind to let you go." Right, I was just rolling, and then all of a sudden I'm like, "What is going on? Why is my position terrible?" Bishop h3, and then rook f7, I still felt good, right? I was talking about defending the a7 pawn, flipping the script. But I have nothing. I'm sure if Hikaru was here in the chat, he's like, this is probably the most amateurish analysis of the King's Indian I've ever seen. That's what he would be saying. At that point, I was happy to kind of liquidate the queen side, and certainly I'm still okay here. Like, probably black is better, right? Maybe I'm being a little too harsh on myself, and maybe my opponent just played pretty well. I don't know. There's these ideas with knight g3, and so that's what I saw, and that's what I wanted. I wanted some kind of tactic there. I started aiming for it. He didn't really stop it. Possibly after queen f2, I'm in a position where I can even back up that pony, maybe gain a tempo, and then go back. But why wait, right? I saw the way to grab the light squares, and here, knight a3 is already a blunder. He needs to move the knight somewhere else, like maybe a5, so that he can just take back. And I think if he plays knight a5, we still have quite the game here, right? Am I just that much better anyway? Can I kind of weasel my way in here? Maybe I should bring my queen in. Possibly something like that was better, but I was already living off the increment. But, you know, when he played knight a3, this is when the wheels were sort of coming off for him. I could already have checked and won the knight, and he blundered the knight a few moves later, and the rest was just kind of a mess. But interesting stuff. Interesting game there from AY56. Hope everyone's having a good time. It is a bullet brawl. Again, if you're wondering how to get involved with the show, you can tweet at me. You can say something particularly memorable in the Chess TV chat or the Twitch chat, or you can just spam challenge me to the point where I either kick you from the server or accept your challenge. It's usually 50-50, depending on how I feel that day. We got a lot of other people here waiting to be accepted. Light Blazes, Michelle5353, Skotska, Ben Libby 77, Full Size, Tactical Square, Laplagam, Jimmy-da-doo-bop. Okay, I don't even know. But we've played enough here without looking for a title player. So let's see if there's anybody waiting to go fishing and take advantage of my that was weird. Hashtag not what I wanted here, buddy. Okay. Let's see. Are there any title players waiting? Anybody want to get on to rumble with the best of 5 jungle? What did you do to me? You hurt me, AY56. You hurt me. You left me damaged. You hurt my feelings. You hurt my feelings and you hurt my face. Anyway. Yeah, thanks to Eric Hansen and Kemsky and all the people at Chess Brawls. That was a great show before me. Who's next after this? I think we got Delugi, Bob. We got an all-star lineup here today, right? So all right, looks like not a lot of people taking, not a lot of comers here. Let's see. Let's see. Does Jakob wanna go with a 1-1? We'll see. Maybe Jakob wants a piece of this. Addy Patty wants a piece of this? No, maybe. This guy, NFDS, who I have no idea who he is. KNVB, does he want to play 1-1? We'll see. I got some challenges out. All right, here we go. Oh, apparently his bullet rating was not. He's an FM, but I thought I was challenging him to his bullet rating, but I was challenging him to his blitz rating. So doesn't have the best bullet rating, but hey, we'll play it anyway. We will play that game anyway. We're going to advance the pawns on the queen side, trying to be prepared to compete with his kingside pawn storm, though now that he takes on d5, the structure will be changing. And I'm going to overprotect a5, maybe put the bishop on a6. If he takes f6 takes, then takes b4, there may have been tactics on c5, but he didn't like that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with this too, honestly. If he wants to trade everything, I feel like I should be able to get some tactical compensation for. Felt like I should be able to get some tactical compensation for if he had won the c5 pawn. But now we're going to get something weird. I have a 3-on-2 majority, which is nice, right? Because it's definitely further extended than his 4-on-3 majority. But that's definitely not the only factor going on here. There's tactics on the D file here. I should probably play. Yeah, he wants tactics. I understand that. He wants all the tactics all the time. He's just a big selfish tactics guy. But if he plays knight to d4, I'm going to take it. So he has to be careful. If he plays knight to d4, I'm just going to chop it. He's going to go there, and now. Oh wait, that's a double attack. I did not see that coming. Almost just mated myself, right? That would have been a really great way to start things off today. Start things off with this title player battle, and now I'm going to blunder that pawn, huh? So we have some problems. We have some problems here, people. We have some real problems. These are real world issues here. I'm gonna try to save the day with something. Oh wait, he just takes with the rook. Okay, wow. Well, that game came off at the hinges for Rensch's real quick. I don't even know. Yeah, I'm just going to resign. I don't even know what I did there. But let's run it back. As you can see, I'm on a real tear right now with Bullet dropping below 2,400. All right. Well, if he doesn't want to continue, I will go play somebody else. All right, there we go. Now we continue. Well, the best of 5 is on after some bad blunders. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. Let's hope that we can pull ourselves together and win this best of 5 just like we're supposed to. Okay. A typical pan-off Botvinnik. Nothing to it. Nothing to it. Nothing to it. We got a typical pan-off Botvinnik. Isolated queen pawn positions. H4. Okay, so he's getting kind of what he wants. I'm not that worried about the H-pawn being a weakness, though, so we'll just keep playing. Normal stuff. Perhaps that wasn't the best way to try to prevent him from developing. Because he can just play b6 now, actually. But okay. We will continue to try to slow down his development. We want to stop e5. We want it to. I can also play queen there, and then bishop d3, which works a little bit. And if he plays g6, we're going to slide over and try to play h5. He's going to say, I don't want you to play h5. But now is there... I'd love to play something like rook b5 and like bring the rook over. Let's do that. Bring the rook over for some kind of crazy attack here. Now I'd really love to do something nasty. So many weird tactics here. His king is getting himself in quite the awkward position, and now he just forgot that he was losing the queen. So that's going to even things up here. It's going to even things up, and we're going to run it back. Run it back. That was the kind of win I needed to get the first time, but didn't pull it off. Play a King's Indian setup this time. Oop, that is a pawn. And it is a free one that I will grab. With no shame. You're human. Don't deny the instincts that make you human, okay? Those instincts are grabbing pawns. Right? Grab those pawns. And now I think things might even get a little bit weirder for him. If I can get that. Interesting. Going to go take that c-pawn. That is quite the risk it to get the biscuit kind of idea, right? That is quite the risk it to get the biscuit kind of idea. I'm gonna try to punish him. Try to punish him. He's trying to grab pawns to equalize what he gave up, but man, you know what I want here? I want all kinds of stuff, right? Whew. I'd like to play knight f3 check, king g2, knight e1 check. I get nothing. Knight check and then knight d4. I also have f5, and then where's he putting the bishop? I also have bishop f3, right? I can castle, see if he really wants to go take that pawn, right? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know exactly how to take advantage of his lack of development anymore. Oh, well, that wasn't very smart. Now he's just going to take g7. Falling apart here. Man, one good game, 2 bad games so far for me. Trying to anchor that guy in there. Take it. Castle. Check. Am I going to lose on time here? I might, huh? That would be the way, the poetic way to end this thing. But okay, he didn't see that. Now he's just falling apart. He's trying to make me flag. Classic, homie. Real smooth move, Detour Dan. Real smooth move, buddy. Well, swindled my way to a victory, and he declined my challenge. He says, enough of your shenanigans, Rensch. I get it. Let's try for one more title player affair. You know, just seek a 1 minute game. Seek somebody who, you know, man seeking woman, chess player seeking chess player, friend seeking a friend for the end of the world. Seeking a friend for the end of the world. Looks like they're not coming. We're gonna want to get back to our tweeters here. Let's sort by bullet. Who are the top bullet players online right now? Okay, here we go. Not necessarily a title player, but could be worthy of a best of 5. This should be fun. Let's see how this one goes. Okay, there you go. Move the knight. There you go. There you go. Develop the pieces. There you go, Dan. Yep. These systems are always fun. Simple chess right now. Ooh, wow. I can't just take a6. I'm going to move my bishop. Maybe try to threaten that idea. Now we're going to invite him to trade. And if he does so, he kind of opens up lines toward his king, we're thinking. Whoa, he's just giving me the pawn, which I will grab. We talked about this, right? We talked about not denying our human instincts. My kingside pawns are also falling, but it seems really dangerous for him, right? To try to go do something like that. It would seem particularly dangerous for him to try to do that. All right. Don't go anywhere, everybody. We still got good chances to play more people who've been waiting. Just trying to get a little bit of action here. A little bit of action with some commentary against some of the stronger players. You're going to play bishop a4. That would be a little bit of a waste. Now I will give this check. I feel like I'm about to mouse slip every time. Should I trade queens? Probably not. What's he threatening? You know what move is interesting? No, maybe it's not. Maybe I should trade queens. I am up a pawn. Plus, I just started to get a little bit nervous about what was happening. What's going on here? Don't even know. What am I gonna do? Well, that was a little strange by him. I think I have to sack. Is there any way to not have to sack? Oh, I don't even know. I don't even know what there is here. How did I get myself in this position? I have no idea. Whoa. How did I do this? I don't know, but this is horrible. This is really bad for me. And I'm just riding off the increment, and he's just easily... This is one of those positions where he sort of fought, he even fell into, like, it's even easier to win than you would have thought, right? Because he's just like, I can't do anything. Yeah, wow. I should just resign. God, I'm really bad right now. Really bad at bullet right now. That was just a completely winning game that just fell off the hinges. Fell off the hinges, faux ringes, but it's still a best of 5 as we like to play, and let's see if we can start off the last match with a horrible game and loss, and manage to win a couple in a row. Let's see if we can do the same here. Let's see if we can do the same here. I feel like there's some sort of shenanigans here. Play those. Ooh, we like that. That's a pin. And the thing is, the pawn is still pinned. So we like that. But okay, focus on winning this one and not blowing it, shall we? Yes, we shall. Yes. His only move is bishop f2. Oh, he doesn't even do it. Bishop f2 had to be the move there. For sure, we just sacked the queen now. We're getting 1.5 million pieces. That's going to be fun town. That's going to be fun. What's the best way to come after it? I think putting a knight on d3, then go grab a pawn. Put the bishop on c4. Grabbing the pawn might have been unnecessary, but still fun. I guess we'll go for this. Let's do this one. What in the world, right? A lot of pawns. All right. All right, here we go. Let's try to redeem ourselves for the last game as white, shall we? Let's do it. Ooh, let's play this one. This line's... Oh, he takes on c4. Nothing like giving your opponent a winning position out of the opening. With a massive center. And lots of fun to go with it. It's so awesome, I almost just want to sack on g5 if he plays it. Almost. Almost want to sack on g5. I can actually take there. Normally I wouldn't. Normally I would play knight e4 here. But if I take, he can't take with the c-pawn. And that just looks so ugly, right? If he takes with the c-pawn, I just take b5. So, seems like, oh, he did take. He decided that he had no choice because he didn't want the positional catastrophe that might follow. But not sure that was the best idea. Build up on it? Guess so. Wait, but now I can take there, right? And then win the bishop. That was the idea. That was the old idea, yeah? Right, we'll take it. All right, let's play this English again, because it worked out well last time. Let's see if he rinses and repeats. He does. He rinses and repeats, and now we are happy. A shot with d5 that equalizes. We pick up the pawn. We had a pretty good position out of the opening last time. If he wants to go this way, interesting. How much would I love to have something nasty here? I'd love it a lot. Taking advantage of his neglect of the king position. Is bishop g4 a move? Seems like a move, right? He can't take it. So let's see. Let's see what he does. If he plays f3, maybe there's knight takes e3 in some positions, and even if not, is rook e8 possible? Rook e8, he takes, you take e3, he takes, you take with the rook. That seems like a mess, right? Seems like a mess and a half for him. He can take b4 though, and that's part of the problem. So I feel like we should perhaps just back up. Yeah. If he takes it, we'll just take with the pawn and free the b6 square for the queen. We'll do the same idea. Diagonal. They're like, thanks, Danny. You just said the word diagonal and pointed to a square. That was the most educational thing you've done all day. Diagonal. Me make fire. Me play diagonal. Ugh, don't mouse slip, Papa Bear. And free the back rank. Sack a pawn. What's he going to do? He's giving check. Ah, that's irritating, actually. What to do now? Falling apart. Did it. Did it. Although that was very creative of him. Unfortunately, not creative enough to hold the draw. And got back above 2,400 in the process of winning the best of 5. That was tough. Those were some tough games. Partly because I'm just not playing very well right now, in general. That's okay. Hey, you know what? Form is temporary. Class with me is also temporary because I have no class. All right, we got lots of trash talkers to end the show. We got Stoyanovich saying I'm afraid of him. You got Arnold's side. You got some of the regulars just talking big smack, right? Got some of the regulars bringing out the big guns, talking some big smack. Well, at least I won one title player battle. We should all be thankful for that. I can't even see you guys through all the challenges here. So I'm just going to start taking on people one by one. And let's end the show with taking on as many challengers as possible. How many people can I beat in the next 15 minutes? Let's see. Without going over any games. If the average game takes 2 minutes, theory would say that in 15 minutes I shouldn't be able to play more than 8 people. The average game doesn't take 2 minutes though. So let's see how this goes. A pan-off Botvinnik. That my opponent seems to know what he's doing. Yeah, we will just grab that. We will grab that bishop. You know it. Hit that queen. Yeah, push that pawn. Just bringing it all. Bringing the heat. Ooh. I know I could have taken the exchange. I thought that I was going to be getting more, but maybe I should have taken the exchange. Too late now. Too late now, brown cow. Whoa. He's getting real jiggy with it right now. I'm gonna guard the h6 pawn. I think he probably overthought. I think I misplayed it. I had a really good IQP kind of position, and then I misplayed it, and then I think he's been overthinking it a little bit. He should have just gobbled up h6 and tried to make me prove it. But now he's getting himself in trouble. So let's take and enter the 7th rank. Enter the dragon. Enter the dragon. Leroy. Ooh, now we grab those 2 pieces for a rook. Don't mind if I do. And that's it. All right. It's one game. Next game. Let's do it. Here we go. Taking on our first timer, Laplagam. We got a strange King's Indian with e5 not being easily played because the bishop's there, but also the bishop is sort of misplaced as we're experiencing now, and I'm going to gobble up that bishop and a pawn. So we had about 15 minutes. I've played one game so far. Contest is on. How many games can we play to finish the brawl and give everybody who's been waiting a chance to play? I'm going to try to play as many people as possible. In fact, so many people that I'm going to try to play a consecutive string of games. Like once this game is like winning and I think I'm going to win, I'm going to start the next game without even waiting. I'm going to basically play a bullet simul like consecutively, like the games will never end. Let's do it. Okay, so we already have another waiter here. I think this one is pretty much in the bag, and it's also 1-1. So I'm going to take on our boy. There he is, Arnold Side. Arnold Side, welcome to the show, homie. You are now a part of the brawl, as you already know, because you've been here before. Take. Still haven't fixed that auto switch, and that's a little disappointing. Especially if I'm going to go on to lose any of these games. But with increment, we're going to hope that a bullet simul is possible. My goal is to entertain and to give as many of you games as possible. If I lose, that's just a side effect. A side effect of the experience. Get those queens off the board so I don't blunder a checkmate. Boom. Grab that center. Push. Grab that knight. We're gonna bring the rook down. Arnold is thinking. He's trying to play his best chess. We respect that. I'm gonna win this one with some sort of ooh, that's a nice move. Let's get this knight out of here. I'm gonna win this one with I wanted to win with some sort of windmill, but I wasn't able to do it. Maybe I still can. Nope. Boom. Ring the bell, pre-move checkmate. The consecutive bullet brawl continues. Consecutive games being played without a stop in action. So, Laplagam goes down swinging. First bullet simul. Looks like it's going to end in a victory for me. As soon as I can take down Mr. Arnold here. Also a big trash talker on Twitter. Love that. I think he is. Maybe he's not. Maybe he'll be upset about that. I think so. All right, well, this one is pretty much in the bag. So we take on the next challenger as we finish off Mr. Arnold's side. We take on the next challenger. And we pre-move ourselves into a scotch. Okay. Arnold is trying to continue, but he gets his bell rung in the process, and the consecutive bullet games continue. Here we have a bad scotch. Black should always take with the B pawn there, not with the D pawn. Arnold, thanks for coming. Thanks for playing. We'll take here, and then we'll just back up probably to F4 so we can hit C7. So now we have an interesting one here. I'm going to keep the bishop on this diagonal because it causes dysfunction for the king. And maybe I'll bring the bishop up here to C4 next if I get a chance. He is probably taking his time, not because he's actually going to try to play good chess moves, but because he's trying to trick me into thinking he's going to flag, so I start another game. I've been there, buddy. Actually, I've never been there, because I've never shamelessly tried to beat somebody who's playing a bullet simul against me. Jeez Louise. And they're like, well, Danny, that's because normal people don't play bullet simuls, okay? But I love this. I love every inch of this. Love every inch of this position. All right, time to start the next one. Who else is up? We got Chris Toole 2. Welcome, buddy. Welcome to the bullet simul, the bullet show, the bullet free-for-all. Uh-oh. I missed that move. That's actually going to make my job a lot harder. So that was not the best decision I've ever made. Oop, I won on time, though. So that finishes things off rather quickly. Okay, thank you. Of course, he's losing here. I have E5 and E6 coming. H6 is hanging, but I didn't expect bishop D6. I thought I was winning in easier fashion. But all right, we have a Chris Toole 2. We have another Verisov here. We take on C5. We get cackled. Was that the best for me? Probably not. That probably wasn't the best for me. Yeah. Not thrilled with this position. Going to take a little bit of work. Going to take a little bit of work here. This should be 5, maybe. En then Queen D4, ja. And then we do the Zwischenzug. Ja, we like the Zwischenzug. Ja. The Zwischenzug? No. Niet, it's a Zugzwang. Nein. Alright, well, at least we want our pawn back. Play Queen D4. And then take advantage here of the dark squares, right? It's like, hold on a tick. Take and bake? Yeah, let's take and bake. I don't think he has anything. Nothing special. And again, a pawn is a pawn. A pawn is a pawn. Yep, saw that coming. But I saw this already. Oh, wait, he's taking e2 a check. Oh, my gosh, I didn't see that. I thought he was taking f1. I was getting 2 pieces. Well, this could be it, everybody. This could be when Papa Bear goes down. I'm going to try to win my pieces back here. Definitely going to be difficult to start another game right away. I got to take it. Oh, man. That's it. Lights out for me? Almost. Almost lights out after that move. Seems like I'm getting crushed here. Getting crushed. King is under attack. I don't even know what to do here. Darn it. I think I'm losing. Oh, you got me. All right. He took me down. Tool took me down. Chris Tool. That was ugly. That was, what happened there? Yeah, I just blundered this. That was stupid of me. Wow. I called his bluff. And you know what he did? He called my bluff right back. Chris Tool, we salute you. You took me down, buddy. All right, but we still... Oh, no, we ran out of time. And it ran out of time. That means we end a bullet brawl on a loss. Is anybody ever happy when that happens? I don't even think... even the biggest Danny haters out there aren't happy when that happens, right? But are we ready? Is the next person lined up and ready to go? Where are we at, Chess TV? Where are we at? Next show ready to roll or what? Give us some love here. All right, well, they're not confirming, so we're going to keep playing here. And take on Romanov Bombina. All right, so we're ready to go. Next team is ready to go. All right, great. Well, this will be the last game then, meaning we will not end today's bullet brawl on a loss unless Romanov von Bambina. There's no way that's a real name. Unless Romanov von Bambina is going to take me down. but I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to let that happen. I'm already too heartbroken about the last loss. Too heartbroken. You see this look right here? Look of a heartbroken man. Heartbroken man. Chris Toole, man, that guy played like a stud. Way to go, dude. I mean, he was the beneficiary of some blunders, but dude, I mean that takes skill to win that game under increment. Chris Toole, that was amazing. Good job. Good chess. Good game. 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 Good game, 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 good game. Everybody lines up at the end of a bowl of Brawls, so all of you guys line up on one side, I'm on the other side, and I just go through and go good game, 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 good game. All right, everybody, enjoy DeLugi. He's a magician. Have fun.